What's up, YouTube? It's your boy RushMoreRick, and today we are reacting to another Thai Boogie video. Men are switching up on their day one homies. Let's lock in. Let's go.
Because if you was genuinely my friend, you would push me to do better and want to do better with my life and don't lead me down the wrong path.
I'm not saying like I choose not to have friends.
As an adult, meeting new people that are like-minded, that have the same interests, that you connect with, that you click with, is very hard.
You know the saying that success is really lonely, or the grind is very lonely? These sayings are basically just saying you're gonna outgrow a lot of the people you know right now. And the people that you're around, more than likely you're not really gonna have much in common the more you grow. But is this saying something bad about you, since now you no longer have anything in common with the people that you're around? Well, a lot of people are experiencing this stuff, and it's kind of hard to stomach that, dang, I may have to fall out with my best friend since I was a child. Or
See, I don't think it's necessarily falling out, but a lot of things you learn with time, especially learning yourself, and you go through different experiences, whether it be with those people or with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't falling out with nobody, bro. You just growing as a person. And sometimes people don't grow at the same rate as you. Sometimes people do grow, but they grow in a completely different direction. And then at that point, you know what I'm saying? When I hear falling out, I think something happens. In most cases, something doesn't even always have to happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to go that way. I want to go this way. If our paths interline down the line, it should be no reason why there's weird energy, fake energy. You know what I'm saying? We still locked in from time to time. I check on you, you check on me, but at the same time, that friend or those friends, they just don't become a priority. Tapping in with them on a daily basis don't become a priority because that's not what you're focused on right now. We locked in on what we focused on, baby. Can't feel bad about it.
a family member that we was really close growing up.
And when I say I don't have no friends, I'm not saying like I choose not to have friends. I think I just don't gravitate towards the wrong crowd, because the crowd of friends I was hanging around didn't go down a path I wanted to go down, and I wasn't interested in those things that they wanted to be interested in.
This nigga, I've seen a few of his videos, and that nigga speaks so vague, but I be feeling what he's saying. Like, it definitely is a loneliness epidemic, whether you lonely by choice or you lonely by not a choice. It is a loneliness epidemic because a lot of people are just doing shit that you just simply don't want to do or you don't got interest in. And that, once again, you shouldn't feel bad about it, bro.
So, you know, I just split ways. I really didn't even really have friends for real. It was just school buddies.
I understand that it may be hard to let go of friends that you grew up with. Friends that like y'all had real loyalty together for your whole life. Because if you let go of those friends, you probably got to replace them. Now you don't really know if you could trust your new friends or not. Like how you could trust the friends that you grew up with. But sometimes you really got to look
I don't think it's trust.
at your friends and ask yourself, although I really want this dude to grow, or although I really want this girl to grow in the same direction as me, are they growing? Are they even seeking out that level of growth that I'm trying to reach? Especially like a best friend. If y'all been friends for a long time and this friend has not grown, like they have not grown from the college days, like they still are stuck in their college days in their head. The thing about that friend, usually you go to a best friend or a friend for advice. So now when you go to this friend for advice, you are basically asking your college day understanding for an opinion on a new level that you're at in your life. So in other words, this person's opinion has not grown strong enough to benefit anything that you have going on. So in return, it could possibly slow you down.
Real friend will put you in a situation where you got to fall out with them. If you feel like that you got
A real friend will put you in a situation where you got to fall out with them.
to fall out with one of your homies or one of your friends because they put you in a situation where you wasn't comfortable in, well, that's a sign. If I'm choosing to think about my life and how I want to go on my life, bro, you can't stop that. Like some of y'all friends be putting you on some shit, bro, y'all can't get yourself out of. And y'all choose to constantly hang with these people because y'all got history and relationship with them. Then once y'all get into it with each other, all them people who you was around is no longer around you. That's why I say don't live for other people, bro. Live for yourself. You don't live for your fucking friends. Nigga, friends are temporary. Are you going to choose the path that your friends want you to go on in life?
And that's with everybody, though. You know what I'm saying? Not just your friends. Choose the path for yourself. Do not live for your friends. Do not live for your family. Do not live for your partner. When a child gets involved, it does get a little difficult because I got a son and
Go choose your own.
my bad. I'm living everything I'm doing right now. I'm going so hard for my son, myself too included, but also for my son. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, get this bag, trying to see if it's possible to get a bag, but I know it's possible to get a bag. So that's what we finna do. But all trolls shit aside, yes, you want to, everything that you do in this life, it has to be for you. It has to be on purpose, with purpose, a purpose that funds you. That's gonna, whether it's funding you financially, funding you spiritually, funding you emotionally, funding you physically. You know what I'm saying? Read that book, go to the gym, take that walk, clear your mind, do shit for you. Don't, you know what I'm saying, feel like you obligated to pop up on your friends every now and then just because they make you feel bad that you don't. You working too hard, you working too much. Fuck all that. You're not working hard enough. We not working hard enough.
Nigga, I'll follow with 1,000 niggas if they lead me in the wrong direction in my life I don't want to go in. Then once you cut them people out your life, you gonna be so grateful for the path that you did not go down. Nigga, if you put me in a situation where I gotta cut you off, it's gonna happen. Because if you was genuinely my friend, you would push me to do better and want to do better with my life.
Facts.
And don't lead me down the wrong path.
Life really gets sad and lonely when you have to cut off all of your favorite people because everybody is just being stagnant. And
I don't like some of these though because they saying falling out and cut off. That's negative negative connotations or negative emotions that's surrounding those experiences. When it doesn't have to be that, like, you're cutting them off. Imagine somebody cutting you off. I wouldn't care, but like, you don't have to phrase it that way. You're not cutting me off. You're prioritizing yourself. You're not cutting them off. You're prioritizing yourself. I feel like that's what you got to switch the narration because it should never be negative. If those are your true friends, whether they understand right now, whether they understand down the line, they will understand that you're not cutting them off. You're just putting them on the back and then you're focusing on things that benefit you today. That's what we got to do. We got to prioritize ourselves.
even being stagnant by being around these people, so you got to like let their ass go. But life becomes even more difficult when you exit stage left and you go and you start to grow and develop, and then you come back around these people and bitch, it's like you just talked to them the same day. It's like nothing has changed. They have not elevated, they have not grown, and so you can't let them back into your space. You still can't let them back into your life because now you can clearly see why you had to distance yourself from them to begin with. Like, that shit is lonely and it's like aggravating because as an adult, meeting new people that are like-minded, that have the same interests, that you connect with, that you click with, is very hard.
That's one thing I'm starting to realize too. Not even for the reasons that she said, yes, but at the same time, meeting new people in general as an adult is hard as shit. Like, it kind of got me second guessing, like, was I as social as I always thought I was? Because in high school, I made friends relatively easy. In college, I made friends relatively easy. And then when I hopped on that plane and went to a whole different state, it's just been hard. Not even just a simple fact of, oh, I've been trying. It's just sometimes you don't even want to put yourself out there because you're dealing with a whole new demographic of people, kind of. Yes, humans are humans, but I don't care what anybody say. If you grew up in one state your entire life and then you go somewhere else that's completely different, you'll realize it too, that not everybody is the same, surface level or deeper than the surface level. But yes, when I say you get to your big grown age, your big adult age, bro, it's hard as shit to genuinely meet people. Not necessarily putting yourself out there, like I said, but say if you do put yourself out there and you do make a connection with somebody, you got a whole life that's still going on. You still probably busy. You working all the time. That person is busy. They're working all the time. They got shit that they doing. You got shit that you doing. And it's not impossible to set something up, but it's nearly impossible depending on how many priorities that you juggling at the time, you know?
It's not easy, and so you'll end up just being friends with yourself.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
And with your mom.
I want to hit 2,000
Ain't nothing wrong with that either. I love my mom.
likes. We did really good on the last video. I think it's at like 3,000 likes, 2 videos ago, and it did numbers. Like, I think the algorithm really likes when y'all hit that like button, so please hit that like button. Falling back from certain friend groups could really feel like a breakup. Like, especially if y'all been friends for a long time, it could feel like a long-term relationship that you had, and now you guys are breaking up. You're so used to calling these people, you're so used to being a part of whatever social experiences they have, y'all experience together. It's one of the hardest things to do, but sometimes you have to sit back and ask yourself, what is really holding us together as friends? Is it the history that we had? And then if it's the history that we have, what kind of history do we have? Were we friends when we were 19 years old? So we kind of hold on to those memories and now try to repeat those memories at an age of like 25 or age of 28. Are we still trying to live out old days? Or are we progressing into the new thing? For a lot of people that want to stop drinking or stop smoking, or they want to level up in their life just in general, a lot of y'all are struggling with that is because your friends that you're around is not on that. It's not to say anything bad about your friends, but part of you removing certain things out of your life, you have to remove the people that are doing that thing out of your life too, or distance yourself so you don't feel encouraged to try to do that thing.
I feel like if you at a grown age, I say mid-20s, early 20s, you still can fall victim to peer pressure. But if you mid-20s, bro, late 20s, you better not be fucking falling to peer pressure in your 30s. I swear to God. But at the same time, bro, if you could hang out with people and not indulge in the bullshit that they indulging in. If you go out with your friends and you decide you don't want to drink, don't put a fucking cup to your lip, because ain't no grown man or grown woman gonna do that. That's not a friend. If you say I'm not drinking tonight, they should respect that. If you say I'm not smoking today, they should respect that. Yeah, they might clown on you in the moment because that's what some friends do. Depends on the dynamic of your relationship. But at the same time, a real friend is gonna respect that. They still gonna turn up. They gonna do their shit because that's what they came here for. That's what they came to do. But at the same time, if you at a big grown age, you should not be falling to peer pressure. You should not be, oh, I'm gonna take a shot because I feel bad. Feel bad, nigga? You said no. No means no, and in all cases, like what?
And if that is a real friend, if that's a real solid friend, if you say, yo, look, I don't want to drink no more, so I don't really want to be at the bar or anything like that, or I don't want to smoke no more, so I'm not going to be, matching up with y'all or anything like that. If your friendship falls to the wayside, if that friendship
that was never a friend,
fails, that means that friendship was thriving off of something that was unhealthy. If you're trying to make a healthy change,
if you falling out with your friends because you don't want to smoke with them or you don't want to drink with them, that was never a friend, bro. It was never a friend. Maybe an associate.
For yourself in your life, and you tell your friends, yo, I can no longer do that, and you catch yourself seeing these people less, that means that relationship was thriving off of something that was unhealthy. So you falling back was the best thing you can do for yourself. It's gonna suck, and the other 4 people in the group chat are gonna look at you like you're wrong, or they're gonna look at you like there's something wrong with you. But growth is an individual experience. It's not for everybody to understand. In order for you to maintain a friendship with somebody that you grew up with, more than likely you have to maintain a version of yourself that you actually want to grow out of, because the fear of ever looking like, dang, I switched up. People saying, oh, I switched up. Oh, you're acting different. But let me ask you a question. If I'm skinny and I go into looking buff, didn't I switch up? Didn't I do something different? Haven't I switched from who I was, that version of me, to a new version? Switching up is not bad. It's called growth. We get acting fake mixed with I've grown out of who you know me to be. I've grown out of the commonalities that we once had. I don't do that stuff no more.
Nah, I don't think those are the same thing. Like growth, you can tell when a person has grown. Like some people even joke like, damn, my boy all grown up, or damn, he growing up right in front of our eyes. And then if somebody's acting fake is fake. Like you shouldn't. I don't see the similarities between the two, because I can tell when a person has grown. I can tell when a person has matured. I could tell when a person is starting to like find themselves and turn up in themselves and really, like, you know what I'm saying, be that. But if a person is acting fake, you know when a person is acting fake. They in the same places that y'all always be, but they not interacting. They not reaching out. They not responding like intentionally. Like if I sent you a text, it's like, yo, bro, I ain't hear from you in a minute. What's up with you? You all right? And then you post on your IG story, damn, niggas don't even be checking on me no more. My nigga, that's fake. That's fake.
No more. There is nothing wrong with falling out with friends that you have unhealthy attachments with.
It is okay to outgrow people. They can see you growing. They can see you're changing. They can see you don't come around no more. They can see you don't get involved with this no more. They can see your language changing. They can see your schedule changing. What's so important is to not shame someone because you outgrew them.
Yes.
But invite them on a journey to grow with you.
You make them self-reflect. That's why they hate you. They can't be around you. They can't hide their emotions around you.
A lot of this shit is just so negative when it don't even gotta be. And I get a lot of it is they pandering for the social media and the TikTok clips. I get it 100%. Because we going to do that a couple times on the channel too. But at the same time, outgrowing your friends or simply just prioritizing yourself and finally knowing that you're putting yourself first is not a negative thing. It should never be a negative experience. It should be positive for you, and it should be positive for the people that you call your friends. And if it's not positive, they're not seeing it as a positive way, then they were never your friend. Simple
They
as
hate that you make them self-reflect. They can't wear a mask around you, bruh. You open all of their defenses. And this goes to show that society and the people you're around, toxic people, because this is just a lesson. This is actually like facts. There's 5% of toxic people that are in your life.
There's 5%. Where the fuck he just get that number from? I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm one of the best cappers I know. Like, I obviously jokingly, but like if I'm in a heated debate or in a heated conversation with my friends or even my girl, I'm quick to pull a statistic out my ass so I know what that sound like. This nigga just said there's 5% of toxic people, according to who studies? Harvard ain't wasting their time on fake friend bullshit. So who's studying this? Let me know.
5% of the people you mess with are all toxic. And you make people look at themselves and look at what they're doing and question what they're doing. And they don't like that because you know how to control yourself. You know how to say, all right, I'm not going to mess with this person. You know how to not do the things that you know the devil are trying to get you to do. But these people, they don't. They just keep following the matrix. They keep following what they think is cool or what they want to do to fit in. But
this brother done dropped devil and matrix in the same sentence. TikTok clip pandering, I'll tell you that much.
Different. You come in and you're just a whole different vibe, and they're like, where did this guy come from? Like, why is he like this? Why can't he just be normal? Why can't she just be normal? Okay, yeah. Why can't we just keep following the devil? Why can't we just keep, you feel me, following lust, beating our meat every day, and doing devil?
Like, what is he like? He just adding a whole bunch of negative things into this negative ball. So he's trying to pull different people with different struggles, and if you're not seeing through it, I can see how you would fall for shit like this.
Shit to get over on people. Nah, we can't be normal. You know what I'm saying? Wait, so we gotta be normal. We gotta be like the Matrix. No. And that's the thing. This is not me saying that the chosen ones are perfect. We just aware.
So I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about myself. So I had my daughter, my first child, when I was 19 years old. So I was in college, first semester of college. Yeah, I mean, I was very young. So at that time, I had to do a shift before all of my friends. Like, I had to take life a lot more serious than a lot of my homies was taking life at the time. I mean, rightfully so. We was 19 years old, wasn't even legal to drink. You know, we were still kids. But at that time, I remember trying to tell my friends a lot of the stuff that I was learning like about adulthood. I had to fast forward my learning in order to be sharp enough to be a parent at such a young age. And I remember just telling my friend what I've learned and seeing the things that they were into, the mistakes that they were making, whether it was running up credit cards, being around the wrong people, even committing crimes, like just crazy stuff. And I just remember just thinking like, dang, yo, I don't really fit in with my friends anymore. Like I feel like an outcast. And there was times where I would get around them and I would try to act as if I didn't have the sense that I knew I had, just so I could fit in. What I had to become comfortable with was the growth that I have done within myself. Even though those that are around me, they weren't on that same level, I had to be fine with that. Now that I'm 10 years later from that 19-year-old that I was at that time, a lot of those friends asked me for advice. While back then, I kind of felt like, dang, I need a shift and be more like my friends. You know, these are my homies. Like, I don't fit in no more. I need to change myself. I kept thinking I had to change myself. Here I am 10 years later, and people are always asking me for advice. I'm constantly being able to give people advice and helping them grow through the mistakes that I was avoiding when I was 19 years old. So I say all that to say sometimes it's good to just fall back from your friends. Let them see what you have created in your alone time. A lot of the great work that is done, we're thinking about LeBron James, these athletes, whoever you deem to be great, they did these things by themselves. We congratulate people for what they do when nobody is watching.
Exactly. And yeah, he got a point. But a lot of people, I feel like when they on the path to success, or they finally awaken and they want to do something, they want to make something of their lives, they make the mistake thinking that they could take everybody with them. It's like having a hero complex. They're like, all right, damn, I got this picture perfect idea. I'm about to turn up. Let me tell my friends to get them on board and we could all do this shit together. But at the same time, not everybody is on the same page as you. Not everybody is on the same timing as you. Not everybody is ready to take that next step, and you got to be okay with that, just like they should be okay with that. You can't take everybody to the top with you. You can't.
So stop feeling like in order for you to do what you want to do in life or be successful in life, somebody else has to agree with what you're trying to do. The people around you also has to be on that same page. If they're not on it, by all means, go do what you got to do. Like I remember when I was getting ready to join the military, I had so many family members, friends telling me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Here I am 10 years later, a lot of accomplishments that started or stemmed from me going through my military experience. Whether it's my discipline, whether it's my house, whatever. But the people that didn't understand, I had to leave them where they were, leave to go grow, and then come back. And now people congratulate me for the growth that I've done. So you falling out with people because they're not on the level that where you're trying to go is okay. There is nothing wrong with you. You're growing. You are not supposed to remain the same. You are not supposed to be the same person from when y'all met. If that person still wants to smoke weed and just sit around, that person just wants to drink every weekend, if that person just wants to go out all the time, if that person every time they get some money, they just want to go splurge on some stuff that you don't agree with, you do not have to be around that person. If you hang around a group of people that's not good with money, if you make better decisions with your money, they're going to make you feel dumb. Why aren't you splurging on materialistic things? This is what we do. Like, what are you doing? But now if you get... Can't nobody
make you feel dumb. If you truly are an educated person, no matter if you're dealing with finances or whatever, etc., can't nobody make you feel dumb about you doing what you choose to do with your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I'm out and niggas is dropping bags, dropping funds on bottles, on weed, on clothes, or on et cetera, et cetera. If I'm not ready, if I'm not on that time to indulge in that, then I'm just not gonna indulge in that. Clap for the next man, clap for your friend. You know what I'm saying? You cop something that you wanted to get, by all means. But at the same time, if that's not the type of time I'm on, shouldn't nobody be able to make you feel bad, especially if you consider them a friend. If they have the ability to make you feel bad for not doing the same dumb shit that they doing, that's not your friend. It's not.
Get around people that's good with money, they understand money, they allow money to work for them, they're going to make you feel like you're making a good decision, which is why you should never conform to a group of people if you've known you outgrown that thought process that group of people has.
It's okay to outgrow people. best friends, family, relationships, whatever. Sometimes the paths start together, but they end differently. But that's life. I know it hurts, I know it sucks, but what will be, will be. There's nothing you can do that can change it.
Yeah, these TikTok clips they gonna get these 3 a.m. scrollers every time, bro. But at the same time, I'll end it with this. It shouldn't be negative to finally put yourself first, to finally prioritize yourself and do the things that you know that you, whether you always knew you wanted to do it or it's just something that popped up on your conscience and you want to pursue it. You're doing these things to benefit you down the line, to make yourself successful down the line. If those are your real friends, they will completely understand that. And if they don't completely understand or they refuse to understand, then they were never your friends. They were just associates. They were people that were around you to pass time. It doesn't always have to be in a negative light where you're saying I'm outgrowing or I'm distancing myself or I'm detaching myself from these people, when it doesn't even have to be that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody grows at their own pace. Some people will grow with you, and some people will meet you there down the line if you allow them to do so, if they allow themselves to do so. But that was the video. I appreciate y'all. I'm looking at the analytics. I'm not trying to, because I'm doing this purely because I simply enjoy it, not just out of trying to make an opportunity or make a lane. I do enjoy doing this, and this is something that is like one of my growing passions. I have fun reacting to stuff. And hopefully y'all have fun watching me react to stuff. So make sure y'all like, comment, and sub. Send me some videos if you want to. If y'all have anything that you want me to react to, let me know. And oh yeah, guess what?